Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Sharing Wisdom. I'm your host, Angie Wisdom. And today I want to take you to a place where probably it brings you a lot of frustration, maybe discouragement, and lack of belief. Is there an area in your life where maybe you've wanted to make change? You've wanted to grow, you've wanted to expand. And even though you've expressed this desire, you said you want to do this, you know you need to do it. When it comes time to make a different choice or take different action, it just doesn't happen. And then you're stuck feeling this level of frustration or annoyance of like, why? Why can't I do what I said I was going to do? I said I was going to wake up and yet I didn't wake up. I said I was going to start building my business and I haven't. I said I was going to start working out, but yet here I am, still no workout. It's those moments that break down your confidence, that create disbelief in yourself and also erode your trust within yourself. And you start to think that it's you. You start to think that you're self-sabotaging. But really the truth is you're just programmed in a way that which your brain is trying to serve you. You have old programs and your brain's job is to make it easy for you to follow those. So in today's episode, I'm going to give you the way to finally break free of those old programs and create the new programs that will help you do what you want to do easier. So we first need to understand a little bit about what's going on here. So I want to take you to that moment. Like, think about that thing right now for you that just keeps showing up, that won't go away, but you haven't done anything about it. I hear this all the time, whether somebody's like, I really need to tend to my finances. I need to get my books in order, but it doesn't happen. Like I said, maybe the waking up, maybe the going to bed earlier, maybe eating, maybe drinking water, growing your business, prospecting, scaling your team. Everyone listening to this show right now can think about one thing where they're like, yeah, I've been saying that for a long time and nothing has changed. Get to that place and bring that up for yourself so that we can work through this a little bit. And now I want you to ask yourself, what do you believe drives that inaction? Most of the time, people will say, I guess I'm just not motivated. I'm not disciplined. I don't have the willpower. They'll go to this place where it's blaming it on them, or I don't know, maybe I'm just self-sabotaging my own success. And before we even move further, I want you to just take a minute and let go of all of that. Whatever you have blamed yourself for, whatever you have decided is a lack of motivation, willpower, discipline, throw it out the door because it's not true. I know you may be thinking, what? Well, of course it's true. If I was disciplined, I'd take these actions. Here's what you need to understand. You are operating on a program, an old language that is in your subconscious mind. And 95% of the time, your subconscious mind is going to win. So let's take an example here. Somebody wants to build their client base. So they decide they're going to start doing business development. They're going to start going to some events. Maybe they're going to start doing some outbound calls, whatever it may be. They're like, I really want to grow my business. I want to make more revenue. I want to do this. I want to do this. So they set out plans to do this. In the past, they have said for maybe months, for maybe years, even a long time ago, they have somewhere along the line said, I can't stand business development. I hate these networking events. I hate socializing. I hate going out and trying to make new relationships. They have somehow just badmouthed all of the activities that go with this business development. That became a program that went into the subconscious mind. And so now, even if you're in this conscious state and you're going, well, no, but I really want to build my business. I do want to go to these networking events. But you haven't changed the programming that is in your subconscious mind. That's what's going to win. And so you're beating yourself up going, I'm not disciplined. Maybe I don't want it bad enough. Maybe I'm self-sabotaging my own success. No. It's just that programming that you put in a long time ago. Your brain is your friend, honestly. It's trying to help you do what you want to do or what you want to avoid, but from a subconscious standpoint, not from a conscious standpoint. So when you sit here and you go, but I do want to go to the event, I do want to raise business, that's a conscious thought. Subconsciously, if you're still saying, or you've never changed the programming that says, I can't stand those events, I can't stand the business development, You've got two different voices here. And again, that subconscious is always going to win 95% of the time. So now hopefully you can understand a little bit that really it's just the program. It's not you. It's not your lack of discipline. It's not your lack of willpower. It's just the program that's been inserted into your subconscious mind to make things easier for you. So, I actually had a client the other day and she was saying, I really want to get up early in the morning, but it never seems to happen. I end up going to bed too late. And I said, well, how do you feel about getting up early? And she said, well, I hate getting up in the mornings. I'm not a morning person. I remember my mother had to drag me out of bed. Like, I don't really like it. So listen to how clever this is. This is how tricky and how supportive your brain is for you. So what happens is 10 o'clock when she thinks she should go to bed so that she can get up on time, her brain, her subconscious programming goes, oh, hold on. Let's see. You hate mornings. You don't want to get up in the mornings. Okay, I got you. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to scroll on this phone. We're going to watch another show. We're going to stay up past maybe 11 o'clock because then you're going to decide that you need more sleep. You're going to decide that sleep is more important than getting up early, and you're going to go ahead and set your alarm later, or you're going to snooze. So do you see how clever and supportive our brain can be? It literally figured out a way to unfold all of these plans so that the thing that she hates to do, she didn't have to do it. That's what's going on most of the time when you are in this place of resistance, when you're like, well, I want to do this, but why don't I do it? I've been wanting to get my finances in order for years. Why haven't I taken action on it? Shows up on my calendar and I just ignore it. Because at some point in time, there's something connected to those finances that activate your story around it. I'm bad with numbers. I don't really want to know the truth. What's it matter anyways? I know how much debt. There's some story wrapped up around that financial piece that is programmed in the subconscious. So all of a sudden, when it pops up on your calendar and says, hey, let's work on the finances, your friendly little brain remembers, oh, you don't like finances. You're not good with numbers. Oh, there's bad information in here. This is what we want to avoid. Hey, fire drill over here. Oh, you know what? So-and-so really needs to talk to you. You should probably give your attention to this client. Hey, have you checked Instagram? It's going to find whatever it needs to find to distract you because it wants to help you avoid what you don't want to do. So hopefully you're following along now. Go back to whatever it was that you feel like you're avoiding that has been on your plate for so long that keeps getting kind of passed to the next day, the next month, the next year even, and try to find that story. Was there a time that you didn't want to do that? Was there old programming that said, I really can't stand this, and this is awful, or I don't want to be like that person, or I'm not good enough? There's some programming in there. And once we unlock that, then we can change the programming. And guess what? That supportive, really clever brain of yours will then start working on the new programming. It'll start helping you get what you want consciously because your subconscious is now aligned with that. So if we're moving forward here in this process, and I told you I'd give you a way to do this. Step one, realize what it is that you keep kind of kicking down the road and that you want to change. Step two, release any type of thoughts around willpower, perseverance, anything like that. It's not about that. It's not about you. It's about the programming. Okay. Third, really identify what it is that you programmed in before that is helping your brain keep you away from it. We have to have that. That's the big shift here. And once you have that, we're going to decide on a new program. This is where everything changes. And then we get to implement the program. So we'll go back to the example of somebody building their business. So the person who doesn't like business development, but really wants to build their business. We've identified that the programming from a long time ago said, I hate doing stuff like this. It's awful. I'm not good at it. I dread these conversations. That's what we have to reprogram. So I want you to come up with a whole new list of thoughts around that. What are you going to program in instead? And here's where it gets a little tricky because people might say, well, I feel like I'm lying. If I say that I love business development, that I love making these conversations, then it feels like I'm a fraud. And what good is that? Well, there's room here. You can go to that extreme, and some people have no problem with that. And I'm one of those people because I believe that our thoughts create our reality. So if you say you hate something, then you're going to hate it. If you say that you love something, you're also going to change your reality around it, and you're going to feel differently about it. So I always advocate for just changing your thought to what you want it to be. But for those of you that are kind of like, that feels fraudulent and it doesn't feel true to me, then I want you to come up with the benefits. Like, what do you like about it? Why is it going to serve your business? We have to start creating some space here to allow your brain, your subconscious mind, to connect and start wanting to put you in that situation. Because if the two are different, you're always going to have this resistance and everything's going to feel harder than it needs to be. So going back to the business building piece, you can simply start to say, I like meeting people that are like-minded. I like supporting other people in their business. I like sharing what I do and how I help people. I like making new contacts that, we have common interests or can support each other. I like being out of the house and socializing. Come up with the ways that it does feel right for you, because even if they're a little bit off from, I just love prospecting and building my business, they're still going to give your brain enough data to start connecting you and putting you in the right places. And what's most important is it's going to stop helping you avoid it. You have to watch out for the things that you've really adamantly said you hate, you loathe, I could never, that scares me. Like anything that is somewhat triggering, your brain is going to do a lot to keep you away from it. So I can pull up many examples. I said for years, like, I'm not a water drinker. I just don't like it. It doesn't taste good. I don't feel good. Like I said all sorts of things about it. So my brain worked overtime to fulfill that exact idea. So nothing was going to change until I changed my relationship and my thought about how I felt about it. Same thing with sugar, same thing with running. I mean, we can have so many examples of all of this in our life. And you'll find that once you start looking, you'll go, oh my gosh, there's so many areas, and it's fun to actually start to pick them apart and find new programming. Well, it's fun for me anyways. I love this kind of stuff. But, start kind of looking for those areas and then pick your new program. So let's talk about how do we put that in there. If you think about reprogramming our subconscious mind, there's a couple different ways we can do that. And if you've listened to some of my other episodes, this may sound familiar, but we can write it. Even writing it down can be a little hypnotic. And every single day, if we're writing daily affirmations in, I love to connect with new people. I love to have new conversations and share what I do for people. I love to support other business owners, like all those affirmations we just talked about a second ago. Writing them in can start to change your subconscious mind. It's a little bit of a longer play because you're going through your conscious mind, but you can simply write them down. You can say them out loud. Again, going through the conscious mind of doing that. Daily affirmations, written or verbal, verbalizing them is going to start giving you a new program. And as the new program starts to take place, your actions are also going to evolve as well. So that's one way. The second way is back it up with action. So you can also just start to do these exercises in tandem with saying your affirmations around them. That's going to make it a little bit more of a robust programming, because not only are you saying and affirming it, but you're proving it with the action. So if you think about writing those affirmations, saying the affirmations, and then going out and having a conversation with somebody, your subconscious mind is like, oh, you said this, you went and did it. We're going to connect these, and now we're going to start programming them in. My favorite way is to get into that hypnotic state, that meditative state, because when you're there, your subconscious mind opens, your conscious mind quiets, and you can just start programming all of this in. That's the fastest way to start changing your programming. So one of those ways is going to be right for you. You get to choose, but just know it's this process of going, what program do I really, really, really want my brain to operate on? It's just even asking yourself that question is so empowering. As I even say it right now, I'm like, man, that is such an empowering question, because to think that you get to choose the program that your brain operates on so that then your brain can help you get what you want, live the way you want, be the way you want. Any of that is just so exciting, right? I mean, like, you have control over who you want to be, what you want to do, and what you want to have. But it all starts with the programming that we have in our mind that generates the thoughts and the actions that get us to where we want to go. So your work here today, figure out what your old programming is. Decide what you want your new programming to be and start implementing it every day through written, verbal, or even a meditative state, bringing in those thoughts day after day after day. Stick with just one for right now. Just one. You're going to have all sorts of things that you can't wait to change, but just pick one and stick with it, and give yourself even 7 days. 7 days, you're going to see a little bit of improvement. And the most exciting and fun thing about this process is that when you change your programming, your actions and your thoughts just change quietly. It's almost as if you're like, I don't even know how this happened. It just feels like it changed because it did. Like, your programming changed, so your subconscious thoughts change and your actions just change with it. It feels different than when you have to really get grindy and gritty about making something happen. When you have to like push and force something, then there's resistance there. It feels like, wow, that was hard. So if you're the type that likes to do it the hard way, this might not be enjoyable for you, because it's going to start to feel really easy. Oftentimes my clients will say to me, like, I can't even explain it. All of a sudden, I'm not thinking that way anymore. And I love going to, client events, and I love meeting new people, or I love being social now. Whatever they were trying to change, all of a sudden it's just different. So I hope you feel empowered to make the change that you want in your life, to create what you want in your life. And just know that, again, as we wrap up here, it's not any lack of willpower, discipline, or motivation. Those are necessary if you're trying to do something that you don't really want to do and you're going against the grain. But it's really your programming. And if we change your programming, we change the way your brain gets to help you. And if you have that on your side, everything else becomes smooth sailing. So I would love to hear from you. If this episode helped you, if you have uncovered a story or a program that you're ready to change, send me a DM, send me a message and let me know, because I love this stuff and I love supporting you and being here for you. And if you feel like this episode is going to be helpful for somebody else who's been running into that resistance, and maybe they've said, I've been trying to do this for years, this is definitely for them. So send that along. And I'm always appreciative if you like, or if you comment, and you subscribe to channel to hear more episodes. So thank you. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Sharing Wisdom. Thank you for choosing yourself for just these few minutes and giving yourself the opportunity to be with you. Have a great day.